It has just been announced. The big breaking news is that Chelsea have appointed Xabi Alonso as manager of the men's team. We were talking about that difference between a manager and a head coach. He will begin his role on July the 1st, and he's agreed a 4-year contract at Stamford Bridge. So that is now official from Chelsea. A day after they lost that FA Cup final to Manchester City, Xabi Alonso has been announced as the new manager of Chelsea.
Only in the past I had the chance to take a good team as well, a top team, but I felt that I needed to prepare myself and to find the right moment. And I feel ready that this is the right moment and this is a great project. When I felt ready and this big opportunity came with talking people from the club, I had pretty clear that it was the right step. Now we have to make it work for sure, but my determination, my ambition, my motivation to help the team, to help the club is there. The teams are, you have different styles, but the essence of the teams, knowing that, it was important for me to feel more ready for this big change, challenge we have ahead.
So Chelsea have gone for Xabi Alonso, but why?
Because I think he was the outstanding candidate. Chelsea had a short list of around 4, 5, 6 names. They spoke to a lot of the candidates, but you have to say, with all due respect to the other candidates, that Xabi Alonso is the man with the best CV, not just as a player, but also as a manager. When it comes to a manager who Roman Abramovich would have appointed as Chelsea manager, because, you know, you hear a lot from Chelsea fans these days saying things have changed. Chelsea's not the club that it used to be under Roman. Under Roman, we used to go out and get the best. I think that's what they've done here. They don't want to experiment. They want somebody who has proven success as a player and a manager. And he has that, of course, at Bayer Leverkusen, winning the double. Leverkusen winning the title for the first time, being invincible in the season. And at Real Madrid, you know, he won 24 out of his 34 games. His win percentage was something like 70%. He lost his job because of problems in the dressing room, because he clashed with some of the big egos in the Real Madrid dressing room. And ultimately, the Real Madrid president backed the players and not the manager. I think going forward, Chelsea's dressing room can be difficult to manage.
There's big egos there as well, no?
Yeah, but not like Real Madrid.
Okay.
Not like Real Madrid. And also, I think those big egos at Chelsea will fall into line as soon as Xabi Alonso enters the building, because they'll look at him and they will immediately respect him and do exactly what he says. And also, they will know that the Chelsea ownership will always back Xabi Alonso because he is their man, and that's why they've given him a 4-year contract.
So on Saturday, The Athletic's David Ornstein exclusively revealed that Xabi Alonso had agreed to become Chelsea's next permanent manager. I mean, considering the cup exit, Liam, considering the chat we've had about this over the last couple of weeks, surely a little bit of good news for Chelsea fans, finally.
Yeah, and delivered a couple of hours after FA Cup final defeat. So quite the consolation prize. I think Chelsea have reason to hope that it will be an awful lot more than that in the next couple of years. This is a real coup. There's no understating that. I think, you know, Xabi Alonso is a year removed from getting the Real Madrid job on merit as perhaps the most coveted young coach in European football. And now Chelsea have managed to land him from what you would have to say on the pitch is a position of weakness. They are at a low ebb this season. And so the fact that they've managed to convince him to come in and, you know, the framework of the arrangement that he will have with the club, which, you know, we've had some information on, but we can only really see with time, will be critical to determining how successful this is.
Yeah.
Xabi Alonso named as your new manager. As club captain, have you spoken to him yet? Have you managed to have some words?
Yeah, we've spoke a couple times on the phone. I haven't met him in person yet. You know, everyone I've spoke to about him says, you know, he's an amazing manager. You know, I more know him from his playing career. You know, he had an amazing career, and no, I'm excited to work with him.
But what's it like as a player having a manager who hasn't been that long retired, if you like, and that you remember as a younger player watching?
Yeah, it's strange. I had it when I was younger with Frank Lampard. You know, he was one of my idols growing up, and then when he stepped in as manager, it was a surreal moment. But now, as I said, I'm delighted, that Xabi Alonso is our manager, and I'm excited. And now, the new appointment is, an amazing manager. He was, a world-class player and won many titles, and we're excited to have him.
How much does that mean, do you think, to a dressing room when you've got someone who's been there, lived it, won things as well?
Yeah, I think it helps a lot, because he's been in the players' shoes at, the highest level as well, and he knows, what it takes to win. How much do you know about him? Do you know more about him as a player, or do you know a bit about him as a manager? No, I know more about him as a player. His time at Liverpool and Madrid and stuff. But yeah, I watched a little bit of, his time in Germany as well, a little bit of Madrid. How are the dressing room reacting to it? The good vibes, good conversations going on? Yeah, it's been brief because, we're still, have to finish off this season in the right way. But no, everyone's excited.
Xabi, could you describe the role that Granit has in the team, and maybe is it similar to your own role that you had in previous clubs that you played for?
Well, I think that we had very clear that we need a player with a hierarchy, with authority, with good game understanding, and when we had the chance to start talking with Granit, we had no doubts because of his personality, his quality, what he delivers to, not just on the pitch, off the pitch as well, in the cabin. He's a true leader, and I'm really happy, not because just he's next to me, but I can tell that, and I can feel that every day, that he has a great influence in the young players as well, and for sure he has made us a much better team, a much more mature team, and he's a big part of the success that we are having, and you can feel he still has this hunger to keep pushing, not to stop, and yeah, many pieces together, but he's a very important piece of this team, and with the desire to keep developing this team and this project that we have.